Okay, so starting off with his new EX ultimate, he transforms into Sage mode and strikes with a giant Rasengan, causes massive damage, greatly decreases the enemy CP when they are defensive shinobi, inflicts enemies with confusion and slowed movement, large, decreases their defense and increases their ninjutsu cooldown times. Okay, so he increases enemy's CD on his ult. That's kind of cool. Increases the user's attack power large as well as certain resistances. Restores their CP by a massive amount and grants damage nullification for a set period of time and makes them immune to recoil for a set period of time. So a notice at the beginning they said increases the user's attack power, which also means that this is not a team damage nullification buff but a self buff. When they say no recoil, it means he can't really be knocked down. At jutsu level 8, buffs and durations are increased. The recoil immunity and nullification at level 15, increased EX resistances, etc. And a nature resistance is granted by the jutsu will no longer be affected by stat negation. And then it further increases the duration of damage nullification and the immunity to recoil effects. Okay, and then we have the raid bar full. Now this is a new effect. After the EX ultimate is used, increases the user's accuracy for a set period of time. This effect has a short duration and adds the equivalent of highly accurate damage to all the user's ninjutsu, overrides any existing accuracy increases that have been applied. So, I mean, that's direct. I don't need to explain that. But again, that's a new feature on the EX ultimate, I guess. And he has a half EX reload on his next ult. So that's not too bad. And that brings us to his new lumber break. After hiding within a tornado, he reappears and drops down, which causes damage to his surroundings. This usually decreases the enemy CP when they are a defensive shinobi, inflicts enemies with confusion, effect medium, decreases their evasion, as well as certain resistances like lunge annihilation, etc. Increases their ninjutsu cooldown times, affects small and negates stat increases the user's evasion rate, that's a self buff, as well as certain resistances like lunge annihilation, etc. Makes him invincible for a set period of time and recovers their HP in proportion to the user's max HP. Detects traps, increases the damage according to the number of defense, boost, resistance up, and other buffs that are on the user. The amount of HP recovered in proportion to the user's max HP increases with the jutsu level. At level 8, the buffs and durations increased, and resistances granted by the jutsu will no longer be affected by stat negation. As the effect decreases the enemy's attack power with the effect PS. Now I feel like every shinobi that's new nowadays will have this effect, which is kind of dumb, but you know, increases the user's movement speed and the amount of the EX gauge boost effect medium and reduces their received damage by 30%. At level 15, attack reduction PS medium changes to large. So again, similar effects to Hashi and Mr. Gara, but for himself and debuffing the enemy. Then lastly, the amount of temporary damage reduction increases to 40% instead of 30%, and increases in duration. Okay, so that's his new lumber break. I don't think I have his lumber break levels effects yet. So yeah, that's all we have for his lumber break at the moment. And finally, we have his new 4-star. He teams up with a summoned toad, which unleashes a 5-star attack. This greatly decreases the enemy CP, not usually when they are a defensive shinobi. Inflicts enemies with slowed movement and damage over time. Decreases attack power, decreases how long, so 4 seconds invincibility strip, 10 seconds immunity strip, and 5 seconds damage reduction strip. Increases the user's defense, large and critical hit rate, makes them invincible for a set period of time. Again, he has self buffs, not team buffs. He gets immunity and recovers CP. Sets up a damaging area that sets up traps as well. Increase damage at level 8. The buffs and durations increase. Defense increases granted by the jutsu will no longer be affected by stat negation, as the effect increased damage dealt by the user according to the number of status effects and reduced stats on the target. So just based off these effects that we see right here, in my opinion, it's quite easy to see that it's an easy skip. He doesn't provide anything that's mind-blowing or like a must summon. We have enough outfield defenders that are already good enough. We have enough. He's not made for Final Four in my opinion after reading this as well. So yeah, I think it's a very easy skip, but obviously if you want to summon, by all means go for it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.